Hi everybody, thanks for being here today. And this reading here is for Taurus for the 16th to the 30th of April. Now, I just want to thank everyone because I have been getting some messages through, likes and comments, and I really appreciate that because, with this being online and a general reading, you're not quite sure how it's going to be received. So the fact that there has been a message in there that has related to certain people has been, most appreciated. All right, let's get on with the reading, will we? And let's have a look. Now we've got the Five of Wands in reverse, the Moon in reverse, and the Page of Swords. Have you had quite a few arguments recently? Or is that something that you're going through at the moment? And it's not just petty little arguments about who left the toilet seat up or who left the kitchen cabinets open. I mean, this is serious. Friendship ending fights, aggressiveness, someone who is going out of their way to cause the most damage and upset possible. Now, it could be that you're not really sure why this is happening. This is a mystery to you. And it's something that has gave you quite a few sleepless nights. Could be something that is also because of the pressure that's been put upon you by their attitude towards you or their storytelling about you. That, it could be that your temper begins to flare, and you begin to feel pressured by those round about you because you feel that, they're whispering about you behind their back. And it's just a very complex thing that's going on here, and you can't seem to get to the root of where it all started, why it all started, and who started it. So even though you're in the midst of, a pretty serious relationship falling out, and I'm thinking that this is more, friends and family rather than a loving relationship, an intimate relationship. And, you are trying your best to get to the root of all of this. You may be going round your friends and asking questions. It could be that when you're getting information, you're taking a step back and trying to put all the jigsaw pieces together. And it could just take you time, but you are, piece by piece, seeing the bigger picture. But is the picture that you're seeing maybe in black and white? There's no depth to it. There's just the surface. So you need to dig a little bit deeper in what's going on, and don't just take what people say to you as gospel. You know, there may be things that are being held back. There still may be secrets out there that could affect the bigger picture. So even though, time is moving on and possibly, people have left your life, keep on searching for the answers, and they will come to you, because the answers are in the subtleties here. The answers in finding out what happened, but reading between the lines. Let's move on to the next set of cards, and we've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Death card in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. Now, because of all this upset and arguments and, nastiness that's been going on round about you from your peers, have people moved away from you? I think it's them moving away from you rather than you moving away from them, because there is still some people round about you that are there to support you. But because you're so upset by the way that all this has happened, that it's laying quite heavily on your shoulders. And you do have a feeling of loss. And it could be that it's because they're physically not there anymore. Or it could be that it was a valued friendship that has been destroyed. And it's something that really has made you sad, and something that's annoyed you as well, because you thought their friendship was deeper than that. But even though this is a moment where life is difficult, it's very challenging, you are going to have to move on and go back to reality and everyday life without those people, without that support. And with the Death in reverse, you do feel that there is a big, huge gap in your life, and you feel lost. You could feel that, your emotions are a little bit low during this time, especially as, there's still a mystery around why all this negative comment, action, gossip that's been directed towards you. And you don't know whether or not it's best to tread water, or, to just draw a line under it and try to move on as best as you can. And you have, with the Eight of Pentacles here, tried to take forward steps to try to, refine your abilities. And you want to make what you have remaining to a good quality, a good standard. You want to solidify the friendships that you have remaining. And it could be that, you may take Of course, you may take some time to yourself because of everything you've lost. You want to rebuild yourself. You want to put attention into yourself. Give yourself some depth. Give you something to take your focus off of everything else that's going on. And improve yourself. Make steady progress towards a goal. And that will help you to move on from whatever is going on because you'll have something else to focus on rather than this feeling of loss and bitterness and frustration. Let's move down to the next row here, and we've got the Four of Wands, the Star in reverse, and the King of Pentacles. Now, have you been quite successful in what you've been doing? Have you reached quite a high level of intricacy in whatever it is you've been doing? Have you managed to put all of your abilities back together? Has all your insecurities been pushed aside? You've worked so hard in putting yourself back together, and you've been successful in it. Now, this could be as well that you've been invited to a party, birthday party, wedding. Could be a holiday, it could be a family gathering. And it could be that, is it possible that some of the people that you had the run-in with may be there? And even though you've built yourself back up, everything that's happened has still really stung, and it hasn't gone away. You haven't got to the bottom of why everything happened. And you really do feel a little bit discouraged about going to this party or this celebration. Could be that possibly you thought this person here was going to be joining you. Has this been a broken dream? Was there someone that you had your eye on? And with this being a pentacle and an earth sign, it could very well be that it's another Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn that you're thinking about. But somebody that's caught your eye, they're charismatic, they're confident, they're, dominant, commanding. And whatever it is that they do it to the best of their ability and to a high standard. So is it possible that this person is going to be at this celebration and you're having a twinge of regret and of missing out because did it not work out? Was this a broken dream? Was this a breakup that destroyed your group of friends and you've had to, to pull yourself together and earn your keep because this person isn't helping to support you anymore? So it could be that this is about, a relationship breakup and the division of friends and loyalties. Let's move on to the next set of cards. And we've got the Two of Cups in reverse, the Two of Wands, and Justice in reverse. Now, did one of you like the other more? Was one person in love or in serious like with the other person, but it wasn't reciprocated? Did this person go up on a pedestal, but in reality, wasn't as good as you made them out to be? And there could be a lot of arguments that have went on between you because you don't have an equal level of feelings for each other. So has there been a breakup here? And is it possible that maybe you still haven't got to the bottom of why? You've possibly accepted it on surface value, but maybe the real reason that you feel there is a reason more than just I don't want you in my life anymore. There's something you feel that there is, that you just don't know. You're not at the bottom of it yet. And it could be that, this renews your determination to get to the bottom of it. Are you determined then to use all of your skills and your focus to find out the subtleties of why this relationship ended? And it's all been sparked off by your confidence and mixing with your friends again. Now, you're also feeling that you've been unjustly tarred, that there's a lot of horrible and nasty things being said about you or being said about you. And you want to get to the bottom of it. Because whoever it is that is putting their stamp on all of this is someone who is possibly being dishonest. Or they're using bits of information to blacken your character instead of having their own actions being looked at by their peer group. So instead of feeling the heat themselves, they're chosen to pass it on to you. But the thing is that this has been an injustice. Someone has abused their power within your peer group, your friends, your family. And even though you've picked yourself up and, made the choice to face everyone again, this imbalance still seems to be there. But the thing is that this information is there. It's just taking time to get to the bottom of it. But you are determined now that this injustice won't last forever because you have the abilities and the skills now, and you will be successful. You'll get to the bottom of this. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Now, this is quite a complicated reading. There's lots of intricacies and winding paths throughout this reading. So it could be that there may not be a clear picture for a while. This period of feeling hard done by may be something that doesn't end in 2 weeks. It could be that it takes a little bit longer to get to the bottom of who, where, and why. All right, now take care with whatever it is you're doing, and I will see you in May. Bye, Taurus.